What's up, everybody? We're Dog Awful Betting, and we're back with another podcast this week. I'm Vegas Knight. I'm here in Las Vegas at the South Point Sportsbook. I'm here joined by Sideways Jarvie and Parlay Puffin from the Show Me State. As always, give us a like, share, follow, thumbs up, comment if you'd like. We appreciate that. You can always find us on Twitter and Facebook at Dog Awful Betting. So go there, give us a like and a follow there as well. We appreciate it. All right, so let's get into this this little bit of a recap from week 6. A lot of injuries to go over. Here's some of the notable ones. Just Damian Harris hurt his neck, left in an ambulance. Actually, I don't know if you guys have heard anything more on that one.
Last I heard, he was able to move his lower body, so they thought he was better than what he thought. But I haven't heard about I would assume he's. I don't know. I haven't heard whether he's out or not. No.
Laviska Shenault hurt his ankle. Justin Fields hurt his right hand in the third quarter. It's not broke, they said. It looks like it's his thumb.
Dislocated, it said.
Something like that, yeah. So he's probably more of a day-to-day thing. We'll see how he grips the ball later this week, I guess. David Montgomery hurt his ribs. X-rays came back negative, so that ribs are kind of tricky, when it comes to rib injuries. We just need more information on that to see if he's going to miss this week or not. Trevor Lawrence hurt his knee. Did he come out of the game, do you know, or did he continue playing?
I think it was towards the end from what I remember, and so I don't even know if he went back in, but I saw today he was optimistic that he was not going to miss any time.
Okay, yeah, it didn't seem like it was that serious. Yeah, Jimmy G hurt his back. I don't know how serious that was. I think I heard that he left in a ambulance as well, but that might have just been precautionary. Kyron Williams had a big day, but he also hurt his ankle as well. I haven't heard any more on that one. Xavier Howard of the Dolphins hurt his groin. Groin muscles are tricky. We'll see what they say about that. Kind of the big now. Niners got decimated. They CMC oblique injury, Deebo Samuel shoulder injury, and Trent Williams. It was in a walking boot. So I don't know the severity of Trent Williams. They just said he was in a walking boot. Do you guys hear anything on those three?
I heard McCaffrey was getting an MRI, but I have not heard the results. But I have not heard anything on Trent Williams or Deebo. I haven't seen anything.
So those are something to watch because that's 3 big ones for them.
Yeah.
Faker Mayfield has a left hand bruise this weekend. I don't know how serious that is. Ryan Tannehill hurt his ankle. Once again, I don't know the severity of some of these yet. We just need more information. The first injury reports obviously come out kind of tomorrow with the first practice and stuff. So those are just kind of the notable injuries that happened.
Well, Richardson's out for the year.
Yeah, but that was last week, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, but they just ruled him out.
Yeah,
just this week he was probably done for the year, which is big for the Colts.
Yeah, he's done for the year, which obviously he's a rookie. They're going to play it safe. But they have a viable backup in Minshew. So what are they, 3-3?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they might actually be better off with Minshew.
They might be 2-4.
Either way, they're going to be better off with Minshew in there. I think they're going to be better off with Minshew in there anyway. I think. I don't.
Maybe.
Okay, you got Richardson's feet wet a little bit. Sucks that he got injured, but now he can kind of sit back and kind of take it all in, I guess. Yeah. Go over a few studs this week. Raheem Mostert, 115 yards of rushing, 2 TDs, 3 receptions, 1 reception TDs. He's got 9 total TDs on the season rushing and 2 reception TDs. So he's part of that that crazy offense with the Dolphins. Adam Thielen, 11 receptions, 115 yards, 1 TD. Jared Goff was 30 of 44, 353 yards, 2 TDs. You guys want to add any studs or anything that caught your eye with the studs?
Go ahead, Shane.
I don't really know how much I count on studs right now. I've been really amazed when I was looking at the stats today of Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins. He's actually leading the league in passing touchdowns, which really surprised me a little bit. But they won this weekend, given losing their big wide receiver. But as far as big stats, I don't really know other than just Miami's putting up a lot of points again, and Detroit, Jared Goff and putting up good points too, looking like a stud. So that's the ones that come to my mind.
Group of studs for me are two groups, and they're both deep. The Browns and the Jets defense, man, they showed out this weekend.
Yeah,
they were a bunch of studs, man. They just absolutely they came to play. That was impressive to watch those two units as a whole. Shut down the Niners and the Eagles. That was props to them. They're playing some ball right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, so we're going to add a new segment to our podcast to go along with our Doghouse and Give a Dog a Bone segments. We're going to add a doggy bag special. And basically what that is good defensive plays. So you got to get 2 interceptions to get a doggy bag. You got to get 3 sacks to get a doggy bag, or 12 solo tackles to be mentioned in our doggy bag segment. There wasn't any this week. I did a scan through anything. I didn't see anything that popped out, but like, we love our offense. Obviously we talk about a lot of offense. I just thought it'd be fun to throw in some defensive stuff. So that'll be a segment every week. Hopefully we get something good to talk about there once or twice a week. So all right, let's get into Doghouse, boys. I have a surprise one for you guys. Buff, you want to talk about your Doghouse this week?
Sure. My Doghouse didn't cost me anything bet wise or anything like that, but Justin Sherbert, he is in my Doghouse. The guy has thrown. He melts like sherbet when it matters. That guy, I looked it up. He has 14 interceptions in the fourth quarter in 1-score games in his career. And after last night, if you count the playoffs, he is 27-28. And for a guy that has an arm like he does, can move like he does, and has the talent around him that he does, that everybody says every single year that this is the year that the Chargers are going to win the division and make it to the Super Bowl. He continuously comes up short and small in big moments. I mean, last night, that game against the Cowboys was literally there for the taking, and he just once again makes a throw which he does it over and over. And so my Doghouse is Herbert. Everybody wants to pat him on the back and anoint him as one of the 5 best quarterbacks in the league, and he just isn't. He can have all the arm talent in the world, but when you throw 14 picks in the fourth quarter in 1-score games and you have 28 losses in your career, at some point you are the problem, and you can't blame his head coach, can't blame the defense. He's lost 14 games by throwing those interceptions, and as an elite quarterback, you just can't do that. So he's in my Doghouse. You got to be better. If you want to be with the big dogs, you got to be better.
All right, Shane, give us what you got, buddy. Who's in your Doghouse this week?
Well, that was a good one, Puffin. But I'm going out just because I lost a bet because of these guys losing this week. And I understand I can't expect them to win every dadgum week, but I just needed them to win one game. I had 4-team parlay, and I had my underdog hitting the Texans, and I was looking so good. And then the Eagles go and they just get beat. I mean, I just needed them to win the dadgum game. So right now, for me, they're in a doghouse. So they cost me a lot of money. I could have walked out of here. I could have been just throwing dollar bills on everybody right now on the podcast, but no. Instead, the Eagles cost me. So right now, they're in my doghouse. Hurts has not looked great this year. I understand all those things. I understand there's some adjustments because they had some changes, but dadgummit, the one week, I just needed you guys just to win one game, just win it. They lost. So in their doghouse right now. They cost me $1.
You should have took them last week. They won last week.
Sure. I think.
All right, my Doghouse, little surprise. I'm actually going to shift away from football for my Doghouse. I'm gonna throw James Harden in my doghouse this week because he's a little bitch. Like, I don't understand. He got out of Houston because he didn't want to be there, so he didn't practice, gained weight, whatever. Goes to Nets. Eventually doesn't want to be there, doesn't want to play there, goes to the 76ers now. Now he doesn't want to, he hasn't played in any preseason games. He's only been to one team practice over the last 2 weeks. He wants out of there because of, the general manager, Daryl Morey, whatever crap they got going on. Like, dude, you're getting paid $40 million. Go play basketball. Shut the F up and go play basketball. Like, this guy is a piece of crap. So he's in my doghouse this week, probably for a long time, because he don't deserve to play basketball. Like, I'm sorry, but like, it's just pathetic that you want to leave every situation for whatever reason. Like, you're getting paid $40 million. Suck it up and deal with it, man. So that's my doghouse this week. It just annoyed me, and I just thought, you know what, I'll bring it up, and hopefully it goes viral and he tweets me or something. I don't know. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to give a dog a bone. Puffy, who are you throwing a bone to this week?
This week, I'm going to throw a bone to somebody who doesn't get a lot of recognition, but has been unbelievable this year, and that is the Chiefs kicker, Harrison Butker. He has yet to miss a field goal attempt. He has 32 touchbacks out of 33 kickoffs, and kickers don't get a lot of recognition, and he's a big reason why the Chiefs are 5-1 right now. Our offense has been kind of in neutral. They haven't really done a whole lot, and Butker just, when they stall out, he comes in and he knocks it through. So he's perfect on the year, and I'm going to give a kicker a little bit of love on the pod today. I'm going to throw Harrison Butker a bone, and hopefully he keeps it up.
Perfect. He's amazing. He's a freaking
Chief.
Yeah, he's better than he's perfect.
I love it.
Oh, I love it because I'm a homer.
That's
all right, Jarvie. Throw a bone, buddy.
Give guys a bone already, but they deserve to get fed again. They were down 14-0, and I'm going to tell you right now, my heart sank. I had these guys picked in Circa, and I thought, man, there's no way they're going to come back and cover 13.5 points. And boy, they just went ahead and just scored 35 points straight in a daggum row. And that dog bone is the Dolphins. Props to you guys. Like, you guys are flat out ballers. You can put up points in a second. Tyreek Hill's having an amazing year. I knew he was good when he played for the Chiefs, but man, this guy is straight balling. Just when you think, oh, he's gonna eventually, the speed's got to end. It's not. This guy is still. I mean, I don't know what he does to keep in shape, but I want it because I'm nothing but not in shape. So please, I didn't want to give a bone to the Dolphins. They saved me in my Circa pick, and man, they dominated this week. So props to them. Good job, guys.
Yeah, good job. We needed the Circa win. Good job.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna keep it with football, but I'm gonna go to the college level. I'm gonna give it to the Mizzou Tigers. They are now 6-1 on the season. They had a tough game against Kentucky. What? Whoa! What are we rolling eyes for, bud?
Talk about Homer. God.
Just showing some love for Mizzou football. I have a hard time believing that they were going to be this good this year. They played only losses against LSU last week. It was a close game. Probably could have gone either way, but things just didn't swing their way. Got an easy win this week against South Carolina. Then they got Georgia next week. So they're going to get my bone this week and hopefully at least play Georgia tough. I don't think they're going to win that one, but who knows? So that's where my bone's going. I love my Mizzou Tigers. MIZ.
They're not even ranked, I don't even think they're ranked in the top 25, are they?
They're the 20. They fell out last week, and then by beating Kentucky, they're back in at 20 now.
Gotcha.
I think it's the AP poll. I didn't check the coaches poll, but yeah, they're ranked 20th now.
Gotcha.
But like I said, they'll probably win this week, play Georgia next week, and fall back out. But it is what it is. All right, boys, let's get into some power rankings after 6 weeks of football. I think this was your idea, wasn't it, Puff?
Yeah, I just thought we'd put something together for
put something together, put Chiefs at 1 and then everybody else at number 2 through 7. I get it, man. I get it. So let's get into our power rankings. I just said let's just keep it simple. We'll rank our top 7. We don't need, keep it simple. Top 7. Start at number 7, work our way to 1. Who do you got in your power rankings, Puff?
So at number 7 right now, I have the Bills. They looked good against Miami, and then they turned around and they look horrible against the Giants. Just god awful. And so I've got them at 7. They're still a good team. They can get better. They can definitely make some noise. So I've got them at 7. At number 6, I have the Browns. And I have the Browns there because of the defense and what they did against San Francisco. I did not think that PJ Walker was going to be able to even come close to keeping them in the game. And he did enough to keep them relevant in the game. And then the defense did what the defense does, and they shut them down. So I've got the Browns at 6. At 5, I have the Eagles. I think they've taken a step back from last year, but they're still a top 2 or 3 team in the NFC. They've got Hurts, who's not been great, but hasn't been bad. They just added Julio Jones today, so I don't know what he's going to bring.
Really?
Yep, they signed him this afternoon. Not sure what he's going to really bring overall, but it will give them a big target in the red zone, which I think will help AJ Brown free him up a little bit. At number 4, I have the Dolphins. Still not sold on their defense. Their offense is awesome, but their defense, it's still kind of up in the air. And, the Bills exposed them pretty badly. So for them to be much higher, I'm going to need them to, show me a little bit on defense to make them a complete team. Number 3, I have the Chiefs right now. I think the Chiefs defense is top 10 in every statistical category. The offense is still numbers wise is okay, but the eye test, it does not look very good. But Mahomes has done what he's had to do to be. They're 5-1, and the defense is playing lights out. So I still, you give Patrick Mahomes a top 10 defense, and that's a scary thought. So number 2, I have the Lions. The Lions are a legitimate threat in the NFC. I love what Jared Goff is doing. They've beaten the Chiefs. They went into Arrowhead and knocked them off the first game, and ever since then they've just kept going right along. They lost to the Seahawks in overtime, which, I mean, that kind of stuff happens. Excuse me. They've got a big test this weekend with the Ravens. So we'll see if they can back it up. And then number 1, I've got the Niners. I know they just lost to the Browns. But like you said, Nide, they were decimated with injuries throughout that game, and they still had a chance to win it at the end against a really, really good defense. I think what Brock Purdy showed was kind of a outlier, because he's been so good so far in starting. So I still got Niners at 1. They're just legit all over. So number 7, the Bills, 6 Browns, 5 Eagles, 4 Dolphins, 3 Chiefs, 2 Lions, 1 Niners. So
all right, Jarby, let's see your top 7, buddy. What do you got?
Well, we got a little bit of difference going on here. I don't even have the Bills in my top 7. I actually moved them out. They've really been playing bad since the Dolphins, and they've dealt with a lot of injuries, and that scares me about that team going forward. But I've got the Jags at number 7. They are playing some decent football, even though they traveled over to London and back. They're still bouncing themselves way back in there, and they've been playing good football lately. So I've got the Jags at number 7. Number 6, I have Baltimore, and the reason why I do, they haven't looked the best, but they also haven't been healthy at all, and yet they're still winning football games. At the end of the day, if they can get healthy and really get going, if their offense can get to clicking, Lamar hasn't looked the best so far, but they're getting dubs, and so I think that they can just get healthy, look out. But they're winning games, so I got them number 6. Number 5, I have the Eagles. And the reason why I have them here, they just haven't looked the best. They're 5-1, but they're still a good football team. So I got them at number 5. Number 4, I have the 49ers. The reason why I do is just because of the major hit. I understand.
What?
what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. And so I got them number 4. Their defense is still really good, but this has been the problem with the 49ers. If Trent Williams is out for a long time, that hurts. That hurts. So I'm just giving now going forward. It's just kind of been one of those teams. So I got them number 4. Number 3, I have the Miami Dolphins.
Oh gosh, I know who number 1 now. Here we go.
I got Dolphins number 3. They are on a roll. To me, they have been playing great football. They are a scary team for what they do offensively, defense. So that's the reason why I have this team above Miami, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. I trust their defense, and they have arguably the best quarterback. He is
best quarterback we've ever seen in our entire lifetime. He's so good.
I'm telling you, I think that they, even though they might not be covering every game, they're winning both ball games. And at the end of the day, if there's a person that I want with the ball at the end of his hands to win
Patrick Mahomes.
It's Patrick Mahomes. He'll run it, he'll pass it, he'll do whatever he's got to win the ball game. And their defense is playing lights out. Like our defense,
lights out.
Yeah, our Chiefs defense, I will put them with anyone. I'll put them up there with the Browns, even though Browns is historically having a great year. Our corners are phenomenal. I just think our Chiefs defense, and plus we're the Super Bowl champs. I mean, we're 5-1. How can you go against them and think that they're anything lower, despite the fact that Mahomes hasn't been playing his MVP season? He's still right there with the rest of them as when you look at his stats. And so to me, I got Kansas City 2. Number 1, I have Detroit Lions. Man, they have looked great on both sides of the field, defensively and offensively. Jared Goff having an MVP season. I mentioned him last week in the honorable mention of being about a top 5 MVP. Boy, he raced right up there more in this one. I got some that knocked out this week, and he moved right up in there. He is playing great. Their offense is legit. I like their running game. I like the guy they drafted, the rookie. He's great. Hutchinson on defense he's a beast. He's become one of my favorite players in NFL. He is just solid. They're top of the NFC. And the reason why I have them number 1, they beat my number 2 team in the Kansas City Chiefs. So give them mad respect. They're my number 1 team, Detroit Lions.
All righty. Interesting. All right, so we'll get into my top 7. I have at number 7 the Cowboys at 4-2. Dak and their offense should be better than what they are. I got them at 7 just because their defense is pretty solid. So I got them there. They have a pretty tough schedule coming up. Still got to play the Eagles twice, Bills. They got the Dolphins and they got the Lions on their schedule. So we'll see how they shake out. I got the Bills at number 6. I think they got both sides. They're relatively balanced, I think, on both sides of the ball. They got the Bengals, Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, and Dolphins left on their schedule as well. So they have a pretty tough schedule left. Got the Eagles at 5-1 as my number 5 pick. I don't know what I think of the Eagles yet. I have a hard time believing it hurts. I don't know why, because they keep winning, but they have a hard schedule. They have Dolphins, Cowboys ×2, Chiefs. They got the Bills. They got the Niners. They have a really tough schedule, so we'll see how that shakes out for them in the next several weeks. The Chiefs I have at number 4 because I don't think they have a stout defense. I think they've played a relatively easy schedule compared to some teams. I didn't say super easy, but I just don't think they've been like really challenged yet. They do have the Dolphins week 9, so we'll see how that one goes. I got the Niners at number 3 just because I don't know what's going on with CMC, Debo, and Trent Williams. That's a big factor. Especially, I don't know how serious this oblique strain is. Like that, how that's going to affect CMC. Debo with his shoulders are tricky as well. And then Trent Williams in the walking boot. I just don't know what I think of the injuries. That's the only reason I got him at 3. Because if all 3 of those are affected and they miss a game or 2, that's really going to hurt them. If you only miss 1 or 2 of those guys, they might be able to overcome it and be okay. But we'll see how that goes. I got the Lions at number 2 at 5-1. As Shane said, they're complete. They have good offense. They have a good defense. Just everything about the Lions are just like solid. Like you can't. Would you have them at Doss? Would you have Lions at
2?
Yeah, so we all got them in like 1 or 2 here. So I love the Lions. Love Jared Goff and what he's doing. I don't know how big this David Montgomery injury might be. Jahmyr Gibbs didn't even play last game, so I don't know if that's something that's going to linger on or not with him. So, but I still like them. I think their offense is. I think they'll be just fine. I think they're more of a passing team anyway. I got the Dolphins at number 1 at 5-1, just because their offense is so prolific. I know you want to dog on their defense, but their defense is good enough with an offense like that. I mean, it's good enough. Like, I don't think you need a stellar defense when your offense is that good. Obviously, yes, it helps, but the things that they're doing on offense is kind of crazy right now. So as long as their defense just kind of holds the fort, okay, they might give up 21 points, but I mean, Miami's averaging over 30 points a game. So you give up 21 points, who gives a crap, right? So that's just kind of the way I look at it. So
they're giving up 30.
What's that?
Oh, I'm saying, I mean, I get what you're saying, but they haven't played anybody either. They've played the Bills.
Yep.
That's my only thing. That was why I said that was my only reservation on them, was wait and see with the defense. The one game that they played a legit offense, they gave up 40.
Well,
that's my only. That was my only thing.
That's kind of with all these guys. They have the Eagles this week, and they got the Chiefs at week 9. So let's see what happens these next 2-3 weeks, and maybe we'll revisit these rankings. Well, it's week 6. Let's revisit these rankings in week 12. We'll do it again in week 12, and we'll kind of reassess where we're at, and we'll see what kind of movement we have, because I think all these teams really have a tough couple of games coming up over the next several weeks. So we'll reassess where we're at on week 12. But yeah, I got Cowboys, Bills, Eagles, Chiefs, Niners, Lions, and Dolphins as my top 7. So that's seems like some pretty good rankings there.
Yeah.
So let's get into this real quick. We got about 8 minutes left. So I was looking at something today, and it just kind of caught my eye. I sent it in the group thread. So as of right now, if the season ended, the Bears would get the Panthers' number 1 pick, and the Bears would have the 1st and 2nd pick in the NFL draft next season. So that being said, if you're the Bears, do you draft Caleb Williams number 1 and then take potentially Marvin Harrison number 2? Or do you trade that number 1 pick, keep Justin Fields, and still draft potentially Marvin Harris number 2? Like, do you trade that number 1 pick for some draft capital and build your team? Or what would you do in that situation?
If it were me, I would draft Drake May, and I would draft Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison. And
I would just trade Fields. I would keep the pick. I would trade Fields for probably be a 2nd rounder to a desperate team, because I don't think Fields is as bad as what he's looking. I think he's in a horrible situation. He has a coach that didn't draft him. He has a GM that didn't draft him. The NFL is funny when it comes to that kind of stuff. I mean, GMs and head coaches that don't have a perfect example is out in Denver. It is brutally clear that Sean Payton wants no part of Russell Wilson. So I think when you have a quarterback, when you watch the Bears play, they're not even running plays that are in Justin Fields' skill set. You've got to have some designed runs for him and everything like that. So if I'm the Bears, I draft Drake May out of North Carolina, and then number 2, I turn around and I draft Marvin Harrison, and then I build my line and everything else throughout the rest of the draft.
But here's the thing: is like the consensus number 1 overall pick is Caleb Williams. Caleb
Williams doesn't want to play in Chicago.
it doesn't matter what he wants. Like
yeah, it does. He's already said he already said if I am not going to go somewhere that I want to play, I'm going right back to school. Like he came out and said it. I'm just saying.
That. Well, I don't know a lot about
prima donna. I watched him at Oklahoma that is his personality. If he doesn't get his way, he's going to go.
Well,
I think when it comes down to it,
but if he decides to want to do that, then that's on him. But if I'm the Chicago Bears and he says, "Okay, I'll go there," I'm signing up. From what I've heard, this guy's got a great, great stuff about him. I don't know a lot. I haven't watched him play one down, so I'm not going to sit there and pretend like I know anything about Caleb Williams. But from what I've heard and everything else, they say he's really, really good. So regardless, I'm keeping 1 and 2, and I'm drafting a QB, and I'm drafting Marvin Harrison. And I mean, you just start building chemistry now, kind of like a Burrow Chase kind of thing. You just start getting that chemistry going with your young quarterback and you're a good young receiver, and you just go with it. That's probably what I'd do. And I'm done with Fields. I mean, much as you want to say really had a fair shake or whatever, the chances are that he's going to have a fair shake to whatever team's going to trade for him. Probably is not going to be that much of an improvement anyways. Like, what teams are going to want to trade for Justin Fields that's probably not got that great of a team anyways. So to me, I would trade Fields. I would get ready if I could, and I'm drafting quarterback, and I'm drafting Marvin Williams, and I'm going to the house smiling with my new team.
So what I would do is I wouldn't draft Drake May. It's either Caleb Williams or you trade the pick for me. And let's just say, yes, he doesn't want to go to Chicago. I'll potentially go back to college, whatever. Then you find a suitor that does want Caleb Williams, where he does want to play, and you get all the draft capital you can. Like, I'm not a huge Justin Fields guy, but like I don't think he's Nathan Peterman. You know what I mean? Like I think he's got something there. Maybe it takes the right coach, maybe it takes the right offensive coordinator. You throw in Marvin Harrison Jr. into the mix if he's as special as he seems. Like, that's your 1-2 punch right there, plus all the draft capital you can get. Like, I don't know where Caleb. Do you know where Caleb Williams says he wants to play? By chance,
Dallas.
Off the top of your
Cowboys.
He wants to. Is anywhere else?
What I heard was Cowboys or LA.
So like I said,
that's what I have heard.
Right, and there could be a few more that he's open to the idea too. I would trade out of that spot. I would get as much draft capital as I could and build my team up. Like, you need, it's the NFL. You need spots. If you can get maybe obviously you're going to get a first round pick for him, depending on who's trading, probably another top 10 pick, and maybe a couple seconds or thirds too, to build your team up. And that's what I would do. Get you some offensive line help to give Justin Fields more time to throw, maybe, so that he can be successful with Marvin Harrison Jr. That's what I think I would probably do with that pick. Now, like I said, I just think, God, I wish Justin Fields was a little better. It just makes it tough.
So do you know his stats this year?
Who?
Fields. Have you looked at him?
No.
Okay. So right now, through 6 games, he's 100 for 162. So basically 62% completion, 1,200 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. It's not like he's awful.
But how much of it was that one game where he had 4 touchdowns, though?
But my argument is, it's not like he's out there and he's fumble. He's not Zach Wilson, is what I'm saying.
Right. I think he's better than Zach Wilson.
He can make a play.
Right.
So this year, but here's the big thing with him. So this year, through 6 games, he only has 47 carries for 237 yards. Okay. Last year, he played 15 games. He had 160 rushes for 1,143 yards and 8 touchdowns. Okay. My argument is that the brass in Chicago do not want him. So I think he's taking a really bad rap.
We got 1 minute left.
Okay, well, I'm just saying he's an 1,100-yard rushing quarterback.
Yeah,
there's a team out there that I guarantee you can use his skill set and actually use it. So if I'm the Bears, I'm trading him and I'm just starting over. If I'm the Bears and I'm keeping those 2 picks.
And I think he'd get draft capital. But yeah, we could argue on this for a while, I think. But all right, guys, time's up. We gotta go. We'll come back with a Circa podcast.
See you guys.
Peace.